Selamünaleyküm arkadaşlar. Bugün sizlerle Hitman 3'ün ikinci bölümünü oynayacağız beraber. Daha doğrusu ben oynayacağım. Siz izleyeceksiniz. Beğenirseniz beğeneceksiniz. Bismillah diyelim. İlk bölümden hatırlarsanız işte oyunda ismi farklı olan ama normal hayatta Burj Khalifa olan yere gidip iki tane suikastimizi güzelce gerçekleştirip oradan artık balkon muydu o, teras mıydı, oradan atlayıp bölümü sonlandırmıştık. Şimdi bu bölümde bakalım neler olacak. İkinci bölümde bizi ne bekliyor? Sinematikleri şey yapmıyorum, hani beklemek istemiyorum. Geçiyorum genelde. Türkçe yaması çıkarsa tekrardan çekmeyi düşünüyorum açıkçası. Takipte kalmanızı isterim. Takip etmeyi unutmayın. Hadi bismillah, bakalım bizi ne bekliyor. Böyle bir ev. Güzel. Neymiş bu? Aman abi, videoyla uğraşamam. Bu abla öldürüyoruz ama bu abla bayağı köklü bir aile, yani Presidents mı ne var ya, bu onun kurucularındanmış anlaşılan. Bayağı sıkıntılı birini öldüreceğiz. Bir de şu faile dosya diyor ama bana ajanda gibi, dosya gibi bir şey de değil. Bu defter ajanda gibi bir şey de. Neyse, bakalım, bulacağız. Çözeceğiz işi. Şimdi bakalım ekipman. Silahımız var, güzel. Sıka sıka gidebiliriz. Gerekli yerlerde kullanacağız.
Thornbridge.
Aman arkadaşım, aman. Ben katlanamam böyle şeylere. Dur, son bir iştirsin. Şuradan şöyle gidelim bakalım. Şu duvardan atlarız. Açıklık var.
This is a private area, sir. Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madam Carlyle. Please wait. Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madam Carlyle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madam Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
Ses yapmayan var o kadar. Sana tüküreyim ya. Ses. Allah seni yapay zekaya. Sen bir gel abicim, seni bir dışarıya alalım. Haber verdiler o kadar. Ortalık karışmasın. Gel. Şimdi değiş bakayım şimdi. Bak. Demek ki bu dedektif mi artık, ne oluyor bakacağız. Deftere basalım. Dedektifmiş. Kaç cebe, 3 cebe, hadi bakayım. Kapat kapıyı. Yoksa burada bir şey olduğunu fark etmesin. Silahlarını topla. Biz normal silahımıza geçelim. Kalsın. İçeriye at. Beni bir abla bekliyor, bakalım. Neymiş?
Mr. Whitmer, thank God you're here. Can I take you to Madame Carlyle?
Yes, please.
If you'd follow me.
Hadi bakalım, takip edelim seni ablacığım.
I know I oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary. And all this security. I've never seen the place guarded like this, and I dare say I don't like it at all. This is what I mean. You have to be patted down before you see Madame Carlyle inside. Oh, I could just cry.
How are you, sir?
Kanal mıyız? Bakalım, girecek. Aha, şurada bir yerimiz. Sinir uğraşacağım oğlum. Giremem. Almir içeri ya. Arkadaş almirler beni içeri. Geldik, burada ne yapacağız şimdi?
Mr. Whitmer, thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
Results and discretion are my speciality.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience, a thorough examination of a potential crime scene is half the job done.
Good. Fernsby will take over from here.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madam Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible. Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've traveled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you prefer to go straight to Mr. Zachary's sleeping quarters?
I prefer to get started.
As you wish. If you'll follow me, sir.
Acaba gittiğimiz yerde öldürsem var. Vaziyet öldürmeyeceğim.
I feel obliged to point out that current affairs surrounding Madam Carlyle are of a delicate nature.
Bunu zaten haliyle
You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death.
uşak olmuş.
You will probably learn that the staged
hali zaten buna
funeral is scheduled to take place
Öldürüp de
tomorrow.
bunu kurtarmaya
Madam's
gerek.
children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with me if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation.
Hey, bro.
I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madam Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Ya abicim bir dur ya. Sağdan gidiyorum, soldan gidiyorum. Senin gibi yapay zekaya tükür.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will
Kısa
tell
kes
you this.
evladım, kısa kes.
The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madam Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning.
Yaşlı kardeş bana
The
ne
door
ya?
was locked from the inside,
Bradımdan
and a
Bradımdan
suicide
ya.
letter was found in
Aç
his
kapıyı
room.
ya, kapat.
However,
Bakalım burada ne varmış. İlk şurayı bir açalım bakalım. Yine abi bizde o da bulduk değil mi? Aynaya bak lan, içeriye gösteriyor. Vay.
A locked room murder mystery 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this.
Yani planını da bulduk, gizli planı hayırlısı.
Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Ne bıçak? Bir ben bıçağı her türlü ihtimale karşı alalım. Burada bir şey daha var da. Heh. Bakalım aç bakayım laptopu.
Zachary was shopping for New Wellingtons last night.
İnternetten bir alışveriş yapmış.
Not exactly what you would expect
Neyse.
from someone suicidal.
Buradaki not nedeymiş? Not aldık biz az önce.
Zachary's suicide
gelmedi.
note.
Ha şimdi geldi.
Also,
Çok
a
tuhaf.
sample of handwriting. It could be
Not da bulduk.
relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
Kamerayı açtır. Haritadan. Bakalım ne yapacağız.
Throat markings indicate rare,
zaten
short-lived
dövmüş.
plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47.
Ya şimdi 47'ını bırak. Kel 47 şimdi 47 değil. Bunun ismi Kel 47. Tamam Frisbee gel bakayım buraya.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madam Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madam's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case. and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
Tamam ya.
This is very useful information,
Şüphelilerimiz
47.
bunlar mı?
Oh, how long have you been working?
So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for
I
alibis?
don't like dancing.
Or perhaps
What
you
about
prefer searching the manor for
You
clues
like food?
first?
I know some great places. You should come visit. I'll take you somewhere really nice. Spend a few bucks. A girl like you deserves that.
I don't know.
Patrick Carlyle,
Konuş bakayım sen ne
can
yapıyorsun?
you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this
Söyle
shit?
evladım
I'm
ya.
bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexei used to be two of a
Utanmıyor mu lan?
kind. He had a
Yaşlı başlı
great
adam var.
future ahead of him.
Müziğe
Then
kaldırmaları
suddenly,
lazım.
he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. If that's all, I think I'll...
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
Diyor ki bu şeye gitmiş. Bir tane hizmetçi kızla gitmiş geceyi ürüne geçirmiş. Bakalım staff odası. Heh. Staff odası burada değil mi? Buradan çıkıp düz gidip giriş yaparız. Tamamdır. Gel Boston'a gel hadi bari.
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
Bak sen Frisbee'nin ofisi de var. Frisbee'ye bak sen.
Gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you
Yeah,
need to
my
forget
job.
about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance. Hello.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Bu şüpheli
Well,
kalktı.
he's under a lot of pressure.
Bunlarla
He's an
konuşan bir durum yok.
idiot. That's what he is.
How are things coming along inside? Hey there, big guy.
Galiba. Da buna yürüyor ha. Bana senin gibi korumaya tükürüyor.
On top of everything, Rosie thinks she's in love with young Patrick. I mean, that's a breaking heart happening if I ever saw one.
14.
And that detective asked to come
Ulan
here.
dışarıya kurşun sıkılar siz burada korumayız diye geçiyorsunuz. Geç ya üstüne gireceğim. Düşkümüyüm bu ne? Koy. Bir parayı. Kaç cebe güç cebe hadi bakalım. Bir hızlık da yaptık iyi. Bu ne? Bu batarya. Geç. Saklanıyoruz. Evet cebe içi cebe tamam. İlk önce fotoğrafına hayırlı bir fotoğraf. Ölen abimiz bu galiba. Değilmiş başka biri. Eski kardeşi diyor. Adamlarla bir de şurada bir yer var. Aç kapıyı bakayım. Ana bu ayak izi. Ahsi. Sen kapıyı dur. Burada insanlar var, sorgulayacağız. Dur bakayım sen.
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else?
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained
Saçın
nothing
sakalın
to us.
ağarmış söversin
I think
ya.
she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Vay arkadaş hepsi seviyor ya. Kim? Edward. Bu Edward daymış akşam. Bakalım. Nerede bu Edward? Ne? Burada adam bulduk. Kalk lan piyanonun başından. Başlarım sana.
That's a little too close.
Professor Edward Carlyle,
Konuşacak karım var. Gel
can
bakayım
you
buraya.
tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. If that's all?
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff are all the company he had. Anything else I could...
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have a strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me.
Bu doğruladı. Bu ikisi suçlu değil. Birbirlerini kurtardılar. Hadi bayım eskisi. Şimdiki fotoğraflanacak bir yer var.
Yes, hi Cassie, it's me again, Edward. I know I'm not supposed to leave you messages, and this is the last time, I promise. It's just, I don't know how to handle this whole situation.
Baş kapıyı bezegen baş. Kablayla da konuşar.
Emmer Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Oğlum bu nasıl
Well,
yapar?
I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Is that all?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. How do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Anything else you want to know?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Kele de yakışmış ha gözlük. Seninle daha hızlı konuşacağımız bir şey olmamış. Hem bu bir şeyleri devirde. Bakalım Edward George size drink içmiş. Bravo Amis. İlgilendirici gelmeyeceğim dediklerine bakalım. Ulan bu ne oğlum? Hayvan katliamı yapmışlar. Şuna bak ya.
Pruitt got
Oyunda
word
olsa
his motion was
katlanamayacağım tek şey.
rejected.
Hayvanlara
We
zarar
all
vermiyor.
signed the bloody thing 4 days ago.
Ya bir sus ne konuşuyorsun? Bu kadar ise hayvana.
So I got hold of the officer.
Evet.
He says it was finalized, but then how can it be withdrawn?
Ya arkadaş deli mi aran al işte ya. Kafa zekaya bak.
Rebecca
Bir
Carla,
dakika bekle bir konuşacağız.
can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 9:15. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange.
Geldikten sonra yatmış.
You know, I
Bağlamış.
bet she was making lists
Sonra
for
görüşmeye
changes needing to be
yapmış
done
9'da.
once she gets her
12'ye
hands on
kadar.
Thornbridge Manor.
Sonra yatmış.
Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is there anything else you want to ask?
Tell me
Allah'ım
about
benim
Zachary.
çenesi düşükmüş
Did
ya.
he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business.
What if he believes we
Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is that everything?
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Problem odalarına gitmek lazım. İkisinin odasında bir şeylere bakmak lazım. Şu frisbee'yi bir bulak. Bakayım. Lan frisbee neredesin? Dur bakalım bir de çıkalım. Aha bulduk. Dur lan dur gitme. İşim var senin.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmire, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Tamam biz de seni bir araştıralım. Sen de şüphelisin olursun. Bu tarafa gelmeyiz. Kapat abi. Kapat. Ne yapacağız kılıç? Ne yapacağım oğlum ben kılıç? Kapat. Lan dur yanlış yere girdik Allah çizemedim. Kapıyı kapat. Bu kapanmıyor. Dur bakayım. Orada bir
Zachary's diary. This is big.
burada anahtarı var.
He
Güzel.
was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself.
Frisbee bir daha vuralım. Frisbee gel lan bura. Seninle konuşacak.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmire, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Odanın hali ne lan öyle? Oraya bak. Frisbee ne olacak? Şimdi yukarıda bakalım ne odalar var. Rebecca Rooms. Emma Rooms tamam. Şimdi sıçtım ağzımıza. Bakalım hangi.
Please stay back.
Ya bir dur şimdi.
say something about a shake before?
Actually,
Ne çeviriyorsunuz la burada?
I should let you go.
Sorry.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
Kapat, kimse böyle uğraşamam. Şimdi yine burada bir şey var. Ne diyor?
A keychain pendant for the greenhouse. What's that doing in Emma and Gregory's room, I wonder? And why is the key missing?
Lan oğlum, silaha niye geçtik? Şimdi. Ana. O ne lan? Çamurlu ayakkabılar. Ulan Emma. Biliydim senin bir şeyler karıştırdığın ama. İşte. İspatlayamıyordum, şimdi ispat tam oldu. Ana. Dosya files. 5. Buradan bir şey kaçırılmış. Kasa boş.
Now this is interesting.
O ne?
47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens.
Bir de şeyin odasına bakalım. Emma'nın odaya baktık. Bir de şu ablanın odasına bak. İşte haritadan. Şöyle gidip yapacağız. Diyorum burada. Yol doğru ama evet. İleride sol yapın. Sonra Rebecca'nın odasına gideceğiz. Bakalım neler dönüyor burada.
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
Aç bakayım kapıyı. Heh, kapıyı da açtım. İnşallah şeyi de açarız. Yanmış burada.
I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
Rebecca'nın sözleri doğru. Yalnız burada bir gizli bir şey var. Neymiş? Basalım.
Well, what did you find? You'd better well have a damn good reason for not being here in person. Christ! You really don't have a clue, do you? I'm talking about that weasel, Arthur Edwards. Can we get back what he stole from me?
So far, it looks like we can't. All the transfers of funds and privileges I've been through have been bulletproof. He intercepted the arrangements our office worked years to put in place.
That's why Don Yates should be here. He made the arrangements. He should bloody well be the one to clean up this whole mess.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
Don't kill the messenger, Alexa. Please, continue your efforts, Mr. Ford.
Şöyle bir şey. Biraz hızlıca çalalım diye. Burada ne var? Mıslık, bay. Başka bir şey yok.
Greetings, sir.
Dur be. Teksür. Kapat. Şunu bir zaten varmış ya la. Seni arattım. Üç bakmanın uçlarını nasıl uçar bize bir göster. Allah, adam çat diye düştü ya. Silahını da bırak. Tamam. Adam kendini attı ya. Şimdi hepsine baktık. Burada geçtik, şimdi bir bahçe kaldı değil mi? Bir bahçemiz kaldı. Bahçe duvarından açtık. Yapacağız. Her yeri aç. Hallettik. Aç. Buraya bir gidelim bakalım. Bahçeye gideceğiz. Buradaki sırrı da çözeceksek cinayeti kanıtlayacağız. Hadi bakalım aşağı koştur. Merdiven. Yok burada merdiven nerede? Ah, bulduk. Benim işim var, bahçeye bir gideyim bak. Kadın bir şeyler karıştırıyor, bakalım çözeceğiz. Hayırlısı.
Bad news, I'm afraid. We don't have any extra fuses. Ethel looked everywhere.
Ulan ortalıkta karardı ya. İşi yak gelin mi? Tamam.
The family photo can be done any moment now.
Kayıtçıya kapısını açabileceğiz mi bakalım. Bunu gösterilir bu galiba. Anahtarı yok. Oradan onu açabiliriz.
But he was upset believing his sister was dead.
I'd say worried about how things would be handled with Gregory and Emma taking over. I said to let him stay. Now we'll never know.
Burası çok sıkıntı bir yer ya. Nasıl gideceğiz buraya arkadaş? Burada ne var lan? Ya odunu ne yapayım ben? İşte bana burayı temizlettireceğiniz illa ya.
Please help me. Look, you there. You have to help. What's going on here? What happened? Someone gets messed up really bad. Wait. Thanks for your help. I'll report your information.
I doubt that's true, though. No, he was here when the safe in Madame Carlyle's office was repaired last week. He had to carry some heavy bolts to the top floor. He complained about back pain for the entire weekend.
A safe in Madame Carlyle's office. I bet that's where she keeps the file on Arthur Edwards.
Right now. Good job. Can you just stand up, please? It's that. Got a body on the ground. Hold on. Oh, what? Oh my God, what a disaster. Okay. Man, me again. No, dead. Murdered.
Talk to me. What's going on?
We've got a killer on the premises.
Any description or possible suspect?
Could be anyone.
Gel bakalım kapıyı belki.
Spread out. No need to conserve ammo. Shoot on sight.
Yeah. Got it. I'm shutting down this breach. You're 100 years old at least.
This is a table
Broken
showing
lab
lethal
equipment.
dosages for the
It looks like
poison
it was
used to
recently
kill
used, though.
Zachary.
You have uncovered enough evidence to tell Madame Carlyle that Emma is the murderer. Quite the detective, 47. I'm impressed. Something is circled, 47. Female, age 65 to 79, 60 to 64 kilograms. I'd say Madame Carlyle is next in line for a poisoning. I suggest you go tell Mr. Fernsby. Unless you think there are more secrets to uncover.
Şimdi nerede o frisbee denen uşak? Aha tam karşımda. Çözdüm olayı, gel hadi abi konuşak.
Hello there,
I'm
sir.
ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
Şöyle bakayım yukarı, hadi bakalım. Yürü aslan bakacağız, hadi bakayım. Arkadaşım, bunun peşinden gitmek bana zulüm ya. Yürü be. Lan şu zekayı bir türlü bizimle eşit götüremiyoruz ya. Tuttum lan bunların ağır köstek yürümesini. Zaten ihtiyar, elim ihtiyarı. Yürü evladım, çık bakayım.
Hello, sir.
Kendime sürmüş. Benim adam içeride. Yok onu bir iş çözeriz.
Yeah, keep it real.
This is Madame Carlyle's office. Please step inside.
So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat. Please, go ahead.
Your niece, Emma Carlyle, murdered your brother Zachary.
My niece? Emma is not my niece. She's my daughter-in-law.
And your niece. Emma is the illegitimate child of your late older brother Montgomery, who you and Zachary killed 46 years ago.
That's preposterous.
You asked me to find out what happened to Zachary. Would you rather not know?
No. No, go on.
I found a letter from Emma's mother, Jane, who was the fiancée of your older brother at the time of his death. She witnessed how you and Zachary pushed him off the balcony. She believed you did it to steal the Carlyle empire from her and her unborn child. And she raised Emma to reclaim what she lost. Marry your heir, Gregory, get revenge, and secure the Carlyle empire for her bloodline generations to come.
Emma is the daughter of Montgomery and that local girl, Jane.
She is.
Well, the girl got it wrong. I didn't steal anything. I did what was necessary to protect the future of the Carlyles. Montgomery wasn't cut out to take over from father. All heart and no balls.
Emma used the funeral gathering to speed up her installment as the lady of the house, seizing the opportunity to stage Zachary's suicide. She did her homework, used a poison made from one of Zachary's rare plants, found old floor plans from Thornbridge Manor to gain access to his room through a secret passage.
That scheming bitch.
More than you think. I found proof that she will try to poison you next.
Well, I'll have to take care of that. Thank you, Mr. Whitmer. You have not disappointed. I promised you I would reward you generously if you solved the case. So, what do you suggest?
I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Edwards, the constant. But how do you... Oh, I see. I expected you might show up. But to kill me, not help me. But I've been wrong on so many things lately, so why not this one? I will give you the file on Edwards. You've earned it. I don't suppose I could convince you to deal with my daughter-in-law now you're here. I would like to see her dead. No? What a shame. I'll have to see to it some other way then.
Gözüküyor bir sıkıntı var da ailesi. Allah var ya. Daha değilsin ha, gizlilik dedim bu. Işık parla gözüktü.
The file you want is in the safe.
Teşekkür ederim abla.
God, I hope you get Edwards and make him hurt.
Sir.
I need some privacy. Thank you.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care of Madame Carlyle.
Huh?
Salla bak, uç bakayım abla, nasıl uçuyor. Tamam.
Mission complete. Well
Oluyor
done,
lan.
47.
Bir şeyler oluyor merkezde, ana merkezde sıkıntı var, hayırlısı. En yakın 79 gösteriyor şu anda, bakalım. Nereye gideceğiz? Kaç. Avlayı uçurdu ha.
Greetings, sir.
Ya bu yaşlıydı. Aşağı bakacağım derken uçtu. Gidin ona bir bakın, inceleyin. Avlayı. Adamı içinden geçeriz şöyle. Cuppa da cuppa. Yok. Tam yakın. Kaç metre 150. Yok, burada daha yakın. En yakın olur, oradan geçelim işte. Hiç kimseyi çaktırmadan. Hadi bay bay. Ya emma Carline öldü, siz burada gezinirsiniz ha. Yazık sizin için. Arkadaşlar, bu bölümün de sonuna geldik. Beni izlediğiniz için teşekkür ederim.